Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and in today's video I'll be showing you guys a tier list for every single role in the game. And I wanna say, the tier list has changed a lot. Like as you can see, the jungle tier list has already shifted dramatically. And the reason for that is because the meta has changed. I'm gonna get into this more later on in the video about what has changed in every single role. But yeah, a lot has changed. As always, you can find timestamps in the description if you just want to skip to the support tier list, mid lane, or whatever. Okay, let's get into the video. And yes, the freshly released champion Rengar is on top of the S plus tier. Now, before you bash on me, let me explain. I did this to Diana too. Like I remember when Diana got buffed, and no one thought that she would be like broken. People put her on A tier or S tier, but I put her in S plus tier because I believed that she was going to be broken. The same goes for Rengar. People already believe that Rengar is incredibly strong, S plus tier. But I feel like, when people get a little better at Rengar, he's gonna dominate the jungle tier list. Dominate. Better than Evelynn, better than Lee Sin, better than anyone. That's what I believe. So keep that in mind. Maybe within a few days, Rengar is gonna be the best champion. Okay, Lee Sin and Evelynn got a nerf recently, but they're still dominating the jungle. Definitely the strongest champions. And that's just kind of because all the other champions are really weak. Like if you look at Vi, Gragas, and Wukong, who are going to be the second strongest junglers, they are really not that strong compared to these champions. Like it's true, they each have their own values. It's just that they are not that strong compared to all these four top champions. Like even Jarvan has climbed to the S plus tier. Let's take a look at Camille actually. I want to talk about Camille too. This is a very special one. Camille has risen from the C tier to the A tier. And that's because people have discovered that you can play Camille jungle, With the hookshot you can clear waves, you can gank with the hookshot, you can gank with your ultimate. She is a good jungler, and she might even rise even further. Now here, there was not a Kha'Zix on this website, so I put this random champion that looks like a foot with three fingers, three toes. Sorry, this is Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix is trash. I really don't have much to say about him. He's absolute garbage. Some people might tell you he's good, but no, he's garbage. Okay, on to the next tier list. And as you can see, I'm keeping the list short because I want this to be more fast paced. Actually, I did it a little too short. Yeah, okay, that's better. I'm gonna keep it fast paced. It's better for the content. Okay, in the Baron lane, dominated by Fiora, definitely. Like, I almost made another tier for Fiora. It's just she is so strong in solo queue. You can completely dictate the game. You can split push, fight, help your team. You will destroy any matchup in lane, except for Malphite, by the way. But the Fiora is just broken in the Baron lane. Now Gragas as well, and Gragas has risen to the S plus tier because of tank Gragas. I saw some tank Gragas in competitive, and then I saw it in ranked. He is so strong. The reason for that is because you're going to be incredibly tanky, like really tanky, but you're also going to deal so much damage. Somehow Gragas doesn't need damage items to deal damage. That's why he's in the S plus tier, guys. Akali has risen from like the bottom of the S tier to the top of the S tier. That's because, oh my god, in solo queue, Akali is so obnoxious. She wins every lane matchup. She can hard carry games. It's just, when you're really good at Akali, she's S or even S plus tier. But when you're not that good on Akali, she's not S tier. So keep that in mind. She's only on top of there for the Akali one tricks or people that are just really good at Akali. And yes, Garen on the number 4 spot. Garen is so good, guys. Really, you really have to play Garen. I made a Garen video recently. Check it out if you haven't already. But Garen is just such a reliable pick in the top in the Baron lane. He's really good into a lot of matchups, except for Akali and Fiora. Of course, because these champions are really broken right now. But he can survive against any matchup. He can provide a lot of value in team fights. Just everything, all around a good champion. Camille, very very solid champion too. Malphite as well. He's not S plus tier Malphite, but he is S tier. He's fine in the lane matchup because of his passive, and in team fights he can provide huge value with his ultimate. You can go full tank Malphite and you'll be a massive rock in front of your team. Darius, he got nerfed, but I still put him at the bottom of the S tier. I almost put him in the A tier, almost. But bottom S tier seems good for him. And the reason for that is just because of his ultimate and his passive. You can always hard carry with Darius. Even though he gets nerfed, it's just really hard to win lane early game now because of the HP nerf. I want to talk about Renekton though, the freshly released champion. He's quite weak. He's quite weak. He's definitely underperforming compared to other champions. And that's especially because his late game is absolutely garbage. His first ability, healing, does not scale with anything. It's a flat heal. So of course it's going to be useless in the late game. So the heal is useless in the late game. And you know, his kit is not that good in the late game too. And see, the problem here is he's not even that strong in the early game. If you look at champions like Fiora or Darius, these champions can 1v1 Renekton, you know. It's not going to be easy, but they can. You know, they can survive the early game quite easily against the Renekton. Gragas as well. And that kind of takes away the whole power of Renekton. He's like an early game powerhouse. And you know, when you're against these champions that can just survive against you, you're really not going to be able to do that much. And that's why he's quite underwhelming right now. He really doesn't do anything in the late game. What champion? Yeah, Rengar, guys. Rengar Baron lane. It has potential. I haven't seen it much, but as I said, it has potential in the Baron lane too. If you're against perhaps a squishier matchup, like maybe it could be good into Akali. I don't know, you know, I don't know, but it could be because of the ultimate, you know, the ultimate reveals enemies. So whenever Akali goes into a shroud, you can use your ultimate to reveal the Akali, right? She's not going to be invisible. So that's, you know, that was my thought process at putting Rengar on top of the A tier. You know, it's pretty high. So, you know, keep that in mind. Rengar top of the A tier could potentially be something interesting. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you join my Discord server. Like, I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to make a video with full pentakill montage, you know. All you got to do is, if you have pentakills, put them here. As you can see, I'm pinning clips that I'm finding good enough and worthy. So, you know, I'm going to make a pentakill montage very soon. If you want your clip featured, make sure you join my Discord channel, guys. Okay. Where was I? Yeah, I was at the next list. Dragon lane. So let's take a look at this lane. Did I just really forget something in this video? Did I really forget something in this video? Oh my god. I almost forgot something. I almost forgot something. It was this close. It was this close. The Yi tier. He almost got away. I cannot believe that he almost got away with it. Oh my god. So close. Okay, proceeding on to the next role, which is the Dragon lane. This one, so the thing about this one, it hasn't changed a lot. I just found out that some champions are stronger than I thought. So let me start with the champion that is actually stronger than I thought, which is Varus. AP Varus is legit. He deals so much poke damage, it's crazy. However, it's still like, Varus doesn't have sustained damage, so that's kind of the problem of Varus. It's really about catching out an enemy or poking an enemy. But Riot has increased the poke damage that he can deal, thus making him a viable pick in the ADC role. And as you can see, he is in the A tier among all these other champions. Also, Jhin has increased as well. He's on top of the A tier now. Jhin is just, you know, the reason that Jhin has increased is because Jhin is a hard counter to Janna. And we'll get to the support tiers later, but Janna is the best support. And as I said, Jhin hard counters Janna, like hard counters. Because when you're playing Jhin against Janna, you can catch up to her because of fleet footwork. Whenever you hit a minion, you can catch up to her. Also, you outdamage Janna. There is no way that a Janna can outdamage you. Like, her second ability does not outdamage your basic attacks. And there's just more. I'm not going to say everything, but Jhin counters Janna. Okay, keep that in mind. And it's still dominated. The Dragon lane tiers is still dominated by Ezreal and Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa got a minor nerf. Her ultimate has a longer cooldown, but you know, it's still Kai'Sa. She's still on top of the Dragon lane tier list. Ezreal is just really good into those assassin picks, and you know, Rengar, Evelynn, they're all broken right now. So Ezreal is gonna be good because you can flash away with your third ability from these assassins. Also, Xayah is very strong because also Xayah is really good into assassins. And she got a recent buff. Like, honestly, I would almost put, yeah, I'm gonna put it in the S plus tier actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because Xayah's ultimate hard counters these assassins. Like, when she gets dived upon, she can just use her ultimate and run away. And her root also counters assassins, the third ability. Now, Jinx is in the S tier. I would say that's mainly because of Janna, Nami, and Lulu being really strong. Because you really don't want to, pick Jinx with a tank. I mean, of course it's good, but really the power of Jinx comes from these buffs. Because Jinx is not really good into assassins because she can get completely blown up. But if you have a Nami or a Janna or Nami, Janna, or Lulu, they can give you shields. And with these shields, you can survive the assassins. So keep that in mind. When picking Jinx in the current meta, you really want to have an enchanter support like Nami, Janna, or whatever. Okay, Tristana, I had some high hopes for her, but it seems like she's not that strong yet. She might, people might rediscover her again, but she's just steady on the A tier. She's definitely not bad, but she's not that good either. Okay, on to the next tier list, which is the mid lane. This one has changed as well. As you can see, Diana is not as plus tier anymore. Now, I was really carefully thinking about this one because it's true that Diana counters assassins, and it's true that she's really strong, but they nerfed her passive. It went in the late game. It went from 120% to 100% attack speed. Now, I was really trying to think, like, is this really a major nerf? But it's not a major nerf. It just really nerfs her damage per second in the late game, which used to be quite obnoxious because right now you're not going to be able to get off your passive as much in the late game. Keep in mind, Diana early game is still the same, but in the late game it's a nerf. It's not a major nerf, but it's also not a minor nerf. It's just a nerf, a steady nerf. So that's why she's still on top of the S tier, almost S plus tier, but just hanging in the middle. Also, before talking about the top 2 champions, I want to talk about Twisted Fate, guys. And I'm pronouncing it right this time. After a million comments telling me it's not Twisted Faith, it's Twisted Fate. With a T. Okay, Twisted Fate. I just want to say Faith. I really don't like saying it like this, but okay. This champion is really strong. Really, really strong. But I want to say something. Pick this champion if your composition doesn't have CC. If your composition doesn't have slows, stuns, whatever. Then you're going to provide so much value to your team. By the way, you know what? If this video reaches 1,000 likes, I'm just going to play Twisted Fate like a million games and become super good at him and make a video on him. If this video reaches 1,000 likes, only if you guys want to see it, okay? Keep that in mind. Also, I'm doing a 15 skin giveaway this month. All you gotta do to enter, put down a comment under this video. It's very simple. All right. So, as I said, Twisted Fate, very underrated champion. People know that he's good, but he's better than good, really. Okay, Katarina, Ziggs. What do I really have to say about these champions? Broken. They're just broken. Okay, Orianna, S tier. This champion is stronger than you think, guys. Even after the nerfs, I really feel like she's not getting enough love, She's not really getting enough love, and she deserves more because in the late game, she's an absolute hard carry. All you really gotta do with her right now is survive the early game. I have Orianna videos on my YouTube channel if you really want to get good at her, and I really recommend you to check it out if you play mid lane because she is stronger than you think. What other champion is interesting? Renekton. I feel like Renekton mid lane might work, against Yasuo perhaps, I don't know. It's just I put him there. I also feel like he would be really good into Diana. Really, really good because in these melee matchups in the lane against these squishy champions, I feel like he's gonna excel. But we will see. Could be worth trying. Zed. Yeah, Zed is just weak, guys. I've played so much Zed. This champion is so weak right now. Like honestly, I would almost put him in the C tier as well, like the garbage tier. Okay, on to the last tier list, which is the support tier list. As you can see, what the hell is Braum doing in the S tier and not the S plus tier? Guys, Braum got a pretty substantial nerf in the latest patch. They nerfed his stun. They nerfed his passive. So right now you're gonna get less value by proccing the Braum stun. Do you guys remember how obnoxious the stun used to be from Braum, right? Like it used to be so long. Right now it's not that obnoxious anymore. It's not that long anymore, which is a pretty big nerf to Braum. It's like his whole kit. So Braum is still solid, definitely good, but not comparable to Janna, Alistar, and Nami. Guys, these champions are dominating the support role. Janna especially, like this champion, the shield, the second ability, the heal, the tornado, everything is broken about Janna. She's even super fast and can roam to every lane super fast. Nami also, such a strong champion. You can buff your teammates. You can your bubble is huge. You can catch out an enemy. You have your ultimate as well. Like Nami has a double knock up, her bubble and her ultimate. And like whenever you catch an enemy with your bubble, it's instant kill because of your ultimate. And her sustain in lane, everything. Nami is crazy strong. Alistar, as well. So damn strong. It's just, I almost put him in the S tier. Almost. Let me explain to you why. Because Alistar is really not that good into assassins because you cannot protect your team against an assassin. I mean, you can, but not as good as Janna, Lulu, or whatever, all these other enchanter supports. Also, Braum, because Braum's second ability can dash to an ally and give him magic resist and armor. So, Alistar is, of course, really good at engaging, turret diving, everything, but he's not good at protecting teammates from assassins. Yes, but still S plus tier. And this time I didn't forget Soraka. There were so many people telling me, oh no, you forgot my main, Soraka. Guys, I didn't forget her this time. Soraka, she's not that strong. She really isn't. It's like she provides a lot of healing, which can be good in the mid game. But all the enemy really has to do is buy the green book or other anti-heal items, and it doesn't deem her useless, of course, but it takes away like half of her kit. So, kinda hard, but she can be really obnoxious in the early / mid game because she can just keep healing up the ADC. It can be very annoying. Okay, what is also, yeah, Pantheon support, guys. This is also very underrated. Again, I have Pantheon videos on my YouTube channel. Make sure to check them out. Pantheon support is so good. I don't know why I never see anyone do it. It's so good, guys. Give it a try. Also, Leona is on top of the A tier. I almost put Leona in the S tier, but I feel like she kind of has to be played a little more so people, so to really get a good sight at how good she is. I believe she is really strong though. Actually, you know what? Screw it. She's S tier because she counters these mage supports like Janna, Nami, Lulu, Seraphim. She is a counter to them because she can dash to them with her third ability, stun them, and then stun them again with the ultimate and kill them, So she definitely counters these enchanter champions. So keep that in mind. If the enemy picks Janna, Lulu, or any enchanter, you can give Leona a try. Okay, I mean, that was it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you join my Discord channel, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.